brave souls, to the Occult Chronicles, realms unveiled. Can you hear the whispers? This is the podcast where the line between the nerd and the unknown blurs, where fact meets fiction in the darkest corners of the occult. I'm your guide on this journey into the arcane, delving deep into tales of witchcraft, magic, and the mysteries that have both intrigued and terrified humanity for centuries. Each episode, we unravel chilling tales from true crime stories with unsettling ties to the occult, to spine-tingling fictional narratives that will leave you questioning reality. But this isn't just about tales meant to haunt your dreams. It's a voyage into the annals of history, exploring the roots of magic and witchcraft from cultures around the world, shedding light on practices revered and reviled. So, light a candle, gather your protective charms, and prepare to be both educated and enthralled. But remember, some doors, once opened, reveal secrets that can never be unseen. Let us begin. Today, we have two tales of influence and mystery. In the vast landscape of social media, Baba Alaroye stood out like a shining beacon. His content, a mix of African spirituality and mysticism, had captivated millions. With his charismatic demeanor and tales of ancient African rituals, he garnered a vast following, drawing the attention of spiritual seekers worldwide. One day, Baba Alaroye announced a life-altering opportunity, a retreat in Africa where participants could get initiated into a revered African religion. The chance to immerse oneself in authentic rituals away from the digital distractions of modern life was too enticing to resist. From every corner of the globe, eager followers flocked to be part of this spiritual journey. Participants arrived at a secluded Airbnb, a picturesque dwelling nestled amidst thickets of green, the rhythmic drumbeats of Africa echoing in the distance. Excitement was palpable, but so was a faint undercurrent of unease. The first evening commenced with a grand welcome ceremony. Baba Alaroye introduced the priests who would guide them, among whom was priest Ogunlana, a stern-looking man who often voiced his distaste for Western arrogance. As days passed, participants delved deeper into rituals and teachings, but soon attendees began to vanish. At first, it was dismissed as some individuals choosing to explore Africa on their own. But as the disappearances increased, panic set in. Suspicions quickly fell on priest Ogunlana. Whispers of his disdain for foreigners became louder, and many believed he was kidnapping them for sinister rituals. However, a chilling twist awaited. One night, a participant named Maya, driven by suspicion, decided to follow Baba Alaroye. She discovered a secluded grove where the Baba stood, surrounded by the belongings of all the missing attendees. Chanting fervently, he seemed to be drawing power from some unseen force. To her horror, Maya realized that the so-called initiation was not for the participants, but for Baba Alaroye himself. Each disappearance, each sacrifice amplified his power, turning him into an influential spiritual leader wielding an almost hypnotic influence over his followers. Maya, trembling with fear, managed to record the ritual on her phone, but before she could escape, she was discovered. The next morning, Maya too had disappeared. With all attendees now missing, Baba Alaroye quietly wrapped up the retreat. Returning to the digital realm, he narrated tales of the transformative spiritual journey they had embarked upon. The world, unaware of the dark truth, applauded him. Months later, Baba Alaroye announced another retreat, luring a fresh batch of unsuspecting seekers. As the cycle repeated, the power he accumulated grew exponentially. It's said that even today, amidst the vastness of social media, there's a charismatic influencer who invites seekers to a mystical retreat in Africa, and those who join him are never heard from again. Now let's explore something a little closer to home for all of you Bible-thumping, knee-slapping, church-going folk out there. Amid the peace-loving backdrop of the late 1960s, a storm brewed in the form of Charles Manson, a self-proclaimed messiah with a dark vision. He amassed a following of impressionable young souls, leading what would come to be known as the Manson family. His allure was undeniable, but so was his capacity for malevolence. In our tale, amidst the true events that unfolded, there's an aspect of Manson's manipulations that few know about, a twisted secret that the mainstream media missed. Charles Manson, while widely known for his ability to manipulate and control, had another, deeper secret. He owned a decrepit music box, a family heirloom. Rumor had it that whoever controlled the music box could influence the very fabric of reality. Each night, as the family gathered round, Manson would wind up the music box. Its tune, eerily out of place in the warm California evenings, would set the tone for the family's activities. Those haunting melodies, it was said, could whisper suggestions, implant ideas, and stir up emotions in those who listened. The murders, the notorious acts of violence, were not just products of Manson's twisted ideology, but also influenced by the ominous power of the music box. It amplified his desires, making them infectious, turning his most fanatical thoughts into actions carried out by his devout followers. But the music box had a mind of its own. One fateful night, after the horrific deeds at the Tate residence, Manson, high on his perceived invincibility, played the music box's tune for hours on end. But as dawn approached, a change occurred. The melody shifted, becoming more frantic, more urgent. Suddenly, the box's lid snapped shut, severing Manson's finger in the process. As blood dripped onto the wooden exterior, the music box pulsed with a dark energy. The very shadows around the family's commune began to twist and writhe. From those shadows emerged figures, ethereal and ghastly. They were the spirits of those harmed by the family's actions, seeking retribution.
Manson, realizing too late the Pandora's box he had opened, could only watch in horror as the spirits exacted their revenge. The next morning, authorities responded to a tip found the family's commune deserted. There were signs of struggle where Manson's bloodied finger found near the now silent music box. The Manson family, including Charles himself, were eventually apprehended, their real-world crimes catching up with them. But the music box was never entered into evidence, its role in the horrific events forever overshadowed by the tangible horrors carried out by human hands. To this day, it's rumored that the music box, its wood stained with Manson's blood, circulates among dark collectors of the occult, and with each new owner, the shadows await, ever watchful, ready to rise once more. From the enchanting landscapes of Africa to the charged atmosphere of 1960s California, we've traveled through the tales where the line between reality and the unknown blur. Baba Alaroye's insatiable thirst for power and Manson's dance with a haunted heirloom are chilling reminders that the greatest horrors often emerge from the depths of human desires. But remember, dear listeners, while the stories we share are tinged with the shadows of truth, they are but tales. Or are they? How often have you felt a shiver down your spine, a whisper in the dark, or perhaps caught a fleeting shadow just out of sight? Could it be that there are more stories, more truths lurking in the corners of our world, waiting to be unveiled? Thank you for joining us on this spine-tingling journey. If you've enjoyed these tales, then remember, darkness has many stories yet to tell. Come back, if you dare, for another dive into the unknown. Until then, keep your ears open, your mind curious, and always be wary of the whispers from the shadows.